The moment is now.
Hello. Yay! It is live. Whoa, welcome to the 10 to 13 focus activity. Yay! And our topic today is
Yay!
tongue twisters. Whoa, enthusiasm. Yay! Tongue twisters are very good for pronunciation, but very difficult for everybody. So I hope that we all have lots and lots of fun.
Mm,
When you arrive, as I'm sure
mm.
many of you will, who is going
I
to
hope
miss
so.
the 2 p.m. focus activity? I don't know. Um, so
Who
when
wouldn't
you
miss it? Come
arrive,
on.
no, who would miss it? Who doesn't want to be here? Everyone wants to be here. So much fun. Yes, when you arrive, please make sure you introduce yourselves because we like to
Mhm.
know exactly who it is we're dealing with. Okay. We want to know
Exactly.
your names.
We
We
can't,
want to
can't have
know
any
where you
mystery.
are. We want to know. No, we all have to become the best of friends. Um, but while we wait for you, we will introduce ourselves. Carl, do you want to start?
Yeah,
Take it
absolutely.
away.
So my name is Cathal. I'm from Ireland, and I am a teacher in the Maes school in Milano, the Meravigli school. And
Okay,
that's me.
lovely. I just did a webinar with Seth, and he gave me like a whole. He gave me things he liked. He gave me things he didn't like. I'm gonna say,
Wow.
Carl, your introduction is starting to look a little bit weak.
Do you know what?
Now,
I'm okay
now
with
I've
that.
seen, now I've
I'm
seen what
I'm
an introduction can be.
I'm not comfortable. I'm not comfortable with people knowing too much information about me, Jadene. You know, I'm just kind of keep the cards close to the chest, as it were.
Whoa, I see a man of mystery, or
Oh
is
yeah.
it faux mystery?
Oh, completely,
Who
completely.
who knows?
Yeah, yeah.
Who knows? Oh, anything not genuine. Um.
Hmm.
Okay, so I am Jadine. I am also a teacher in Maya's Meravilli, but I'm from England and my comments aren't loading. Why?
I'm
Uh,
sure they'll load in a moment.
I hope so, because I'm full of genius comments.
You might have to click on the comment box. Did you click on the box when you started typing?
Ha
Because
ha ha
sometimes I
ha
do
ha.
that.
Yes, I did. But
And what is your fun fact then, JD? Tell us what amazing, insightful, wonderful thing have you got to share with us that you learned from Seth?
my favorite color is blue.
Wow, that was deep.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
real.
I mean, it could
I
have been
feel
anything.
instantly
It could have been
closer to
any
you.
color, but yeah, now you know it's blue. I won't exactly reveal the shade. I still want to
Mm.
leave an air of mystery, but
Okay,
it is definitely a shade of blue.
a shade of blue. I have so many shades
Shade
of
of
blue at
blue.
my disposal here. Hold on now.
Oh, you've got a lot of shades of blue.
Hold on.
Let me see. Let
I
me
have
see.
a book here with three different shades
Whoa.
of blue. I'm wondering,
Oh,
are any of these
it's
close
not
to?
any of these shades. Maybe one is close, but not close enough, I'm afraid.
Oh dear, I have failed.
Yes, but
I'll
there's
put that
always
one
next
away now.
time. Don't worry.
There's always next time.
There's more time to guess my favorite shade of blue. What's your
Okay.
favorite color,
Okay.
Carl? Or will we ever know?
My favorite color is actually blue as well.
I shouldn't have told you because now you're just copying me. How unoriginal.
Yeah, exactly. You're just a trendsetter. Well, like look at all the pens that I have in my blue cup
Mm,
right here. So blue cup, blue pens in the blue
coincidence.
cup.
Coincidence. I'm not buying it.
Is it a
I'm not
blue
buying it.
candle?
No.
All right, all right. You can decide. You can choose and select.
Okay, you started to freeze, so I'll take this as a sign
Choose
we
my
should
favorite.
continue. So tongue twisters in this focus activity. We will be looking at tongue twisters, which are just very difficult things to say, speech idioms, and phrasal verbs using talk and speak. And I do really enjoy the phrasal verb activities. So, firstly, we have the slide "Say What," and this is just
Say
as
what?
as a side note, as one of the first things we can learn today. Say what is just a casual way to get someone to repeat themselves. So it can genuinely, literally mean, for example, what should I say? Say what? But usually say what just means, can you repeat yourself? Or it can be used as a shocking exclamative, the way Carl
Yes.
said, say what? For example, I went outside for a run during the quarantine.
Say what?
Exactly. So we can
Oh
use it
my
to
God.
express shock or disbelief as well. It's not true though. I don't do any exercise.
Oh yeah.
So I can see some people have joined us too. Two of you. So please introduce yourselves, tell us your names, where you are, etc. And then try to say the following things quickly at home and correctly. As I mentioned, it's very good for practicing pronunciation, tongue twisters, and you can also have a lot of fun doing them. So, Carl, would you read the first one?
Okay, here we go. Around the rugged rocks, the ragged rascals ran.
Okay, so firstly, I think we should just talk a little bit about the vocabulary. So, the meaning of the word rugged, and also what are ragged rascals. And then I want you to say it as fast as you possibly can. Hi, Clara.
Okay. All right.
Welcome.
Oh, Clara, welcome.
Hey.
All right. So we have the vocabulary from the first one. So a rugged rock. Rugged is used in kind of the opposite sense of smooth. So rugged is something you could say is jagged or uneven. So rugged rocks are rocks that are just uneven. They're not smooth. And so we could say the ragged rascals now. And that's an interesting one. A rascal is a kind of mischievous person. And I guess maybe it's a kind of maybe a term of endearment, perhaps, for some people. Like if you say, "Oh, you little rascal," it could be like to like your niece or your nephew or like a child, maybe you'd say. But a ragged rascal. So ragged is referring to the clothes that someone is wearing, usually. Ragged meaning worn. So the clothes are old and worn and tattered and not like new, basically. So now I'm going to try and say this really quickly. I'll see how I get on saying this
We're
tongue
going to
twister
aim,
quickly.
I think, for 5 times. Quickly and correctly
5
times.
times? I have to say it 5 times? Oh God, right. Well, I'm gonna have to. You can keep track of how many times I've said it because I'm gonna
I will
lose track
keep
of how
track.
many times.
I will count.
Okay, ready?
Yes.
Around the rugged rocks, the ragged rascals ran. 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 Around the rugged rocks, the ragged rascals ran.
Excellent, excellent. Okay, and again, for everyone watching, try it at home. You can pause us or mute us and practice yourself. Tell us if you can do these tongue twisters 5 times. Okay, and then for number 2, we have.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of this sound. So we surely shall see the sun shine soon. So I don't believe that there is any vocabulary in this sentence that anyone would have a problem with.
If there is, let us know.
If there is, exactly, tell us if there is. But then, okay, Carl, you must count for me.
Okay, you ready?
Okay. Oh, it's a lot of pressure. I feel scared.
I know, right?
Okay. We surely shall see the sunshine soon. 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 We surely shall. No! I was so
Oh,
close.
it was the last one. The last one.
Okay, 1 point to you and 0 from me. Oh, but surely and shall. That's horrible. Followed by
Surely shall
C.
see the
Wait,
sunshine. Oh my god.
yeah, surely shall and then C
God,
because
it's
your mouth just
terrible.
wants to do the Sean Connery shh. But yeah,
Sure, sure, sure.
as well, these are really lovely examples of how the letter S can make different noises. Um, yeah, fun, really fun. Okay. Okay, but the next one I think is difficult, although an even harder version is the red lorry, yellow
Have you ever
lorry.
done Red Leather Lorry?
No. Oh my goodness.
The combination of the two. That's what I used to do in choir. So I used to be in a choir in Ireland, and one of the warm ups that we used to do for like to prepare ourselves before going on stage was to do red leather lorry, yellow leather lorry, red leather lorry, yellow leather lorry, all like when we had to do that like but
Wow.
descending from like a high note. So we have to go red leather lorry, yellow leather lorry, red leather lorry, yellow leather lorry, red leather lorry. Yeah, we had to go like all the way down like a scale.
Oh,
It
that's
was
lovely. I don't know if it would be easier or difficult though, because I think the problem with red leather, yellow leather, or red lorry, yellow lorry is because it's so short. So
yeah,
your mouth doesn't get to get used to what you're saying. It doesn't have a chance to
exactly.
adapt. And Clara has said, "Shall we see the sunshine soon?" Ha ha ha. No.
Don't think so. I agree. I agree.
Also, try it at home, Clara. Tell us if you are able to see it. And for now, Carl,
You got it. You
let's
want me
see
to
it.
do the number 3? Oh God, here
I
we
do,
go.
I do.
Okay, so I'm gonna try. I'm gonna read it through once, like very slowly, and then try and do it quickly because I feel like that's
Okay,
my method. I'm like trying to
but
get into it, you know.
you'll need to say red leather, yellow leather 10 times because we're doing one line as before,
One line. Wait,
or like
red leather.
One time is this whole sentence. This is one
Yeah.
time. Okay.
So I need to say this like okay. So I need to say red leather, yellow leather 10 times in total. Okay, sorry.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was wondering. I was like, what is going on? Is she giving me extra? Is she giving me extra things to say?
More homework. More. Okay.
Okay, so it's red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather. Okay. All right, you're gonna have
Okay.
to count me in for this one. This is oh, this is
Okay.
difficult. Red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather, red leather. Yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather. No, I can't do it.
Yeah, it's horrible. It's
I
horrible. I
tried
think
to
it's
do it too
definitely the
quickly.
most difficult. Um, it's monstrous. Clara said she's trying to, but not as fast as we are doing. It's impossible. Yes, they are. They're really difficult. Tongue twisters are difficult for
Mm,
native speakers.
yeah.
But it's to get your mouths used to making different
Oh,
shapes, following different sounds with different sounds.
like
Um,
gymnastics almost for your mouth, just to kind of oh.
Exactly. It's just habit as well. If you did practice every day, you would be able to do them fine, but they are
Yeah,
ridiculous.
absolutely.
Okay. And then I've never seen this one before. So he
Wow.
threw 3 free throws. Wow. Um, yeah, and
This is like this is something that's particularly difficult for Irish people because Irish people generally don't pronounce THs. So whenever I see a TH, I usually just go he threw three free throws. Like I'm just like t. It's a T sound for in Ireland. They don't pronounce it the correct way.
um, but yeah, and also I just want to say, so here threw is the verb, but the free throw, this whole thing is a noun. Um, a free throw. Yeah, so that's why we have through and throw
Mm.
together. Okay.
Yeah, free throw is
So
the basketball term, I believe.
okay, I didn't know that. Um
Are
I'm
you
certain
ready?
that I cannot do this one, but okay.
Let's do it.
He threw three free throws. 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 That was hard.
Nice! Yeah, very good.
Oh, it's hard though. He threw three free throws.
You can just see the concentration on your face, like, I'm looking directly at the words. I need to look directly at the words.
Mouth, do your thing. Connect the
Yeah.
neurons. Okay. Okay, and then we have number 5. Ooh la la.
Oh my god, I have to do this one as well. Are you
That
serious?
that
Oh,
looks that looks evil.
that is terrible. Can we like establish the pronunciation though for the fourth word in this sentence? Because I'm not sure about it
So
correctly. Because
we pronounce this word
I would have always said like you do it now.
Carl. We
Yeah.
how do you think it's pronounced? I want to hear what you think.
Well, because I have like watched documentaries and some documentaries say Sheck, but some other documentaries have said
Oh.
Chic.
Okay. So I think the first way you said it was better. Me personally, I would say shake, like to shake a hand. But that's also, I think,
Um,
a mispronunciation. It probably is closer to shek, but this word is maybe Arabic or yeah,
that's it. Yeah, exactly.
it's not an English
Because
word, so we wouldn't pronounce it properly anyway.
yeah, because the Sheck is like the leader, I think, of like a tribe in Arabia.
Yeah.
So he's like equivalent to kind of like a king of a region. Actually, hold on. I'll try and get it on Google and see if I can get the pronunciation. Just because. Okay, pronunciation.
But man, if that was real, if the sixth sick shape, oh, if the sixth sick
Oh,
shape,
it is pronouncing it like shake.
yeah,
That's the British pronunciation.
sixth, this if the sick shakes sixth sheep is sick, that would be crazy. What a coincidence! What a coincidence!
That would be a crazy coincidence.
And
Six
ironically,
sheiks, six
chic,
sheep is sick. Hmm.
chic, as you were saying, is also not a British word. It's a French word to mean
Yes.
if something is stylish.
But it's spelled a bit differently, right?
It
CH.
felt like almost like chic. So chic
Chick.
and shake.
Chic. Okay. I just this is ridiculous. The six shake six sheep is sick. I can't even say it like normal speed, you know? I can't even get at it like
You must
regular.
attempt. You must attempt.
Oh god, this is gonna be terrible. You know, we're really kind of advertising an excellent way to help pronunciation right now. We are failing so hard at this. I'm sure Clara's just at home, just going, "Why? Are they learning themselves or are they teaching? I don't know."
We always learn as teachers.
Exactly,
To say we
exactly,
teach, but it's
exactly.
not true.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna try and do it like once or twice, like quickly through, because I think 5 times is ridiculous. It's gonna be like impossible. I already know I'm not gonna be able to do it 5 times.
No, you have to have a positive mentality. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna take in your attitude and just like look directly at the words while I say them. Okay.
Okay. Let's do it.
Oh God. The six shacks, six sheep is sick. The six shacks, six sheep is sick. Six shacks, six sheep is sick. I'm just like hissing like a snake right now. Just
Oh,
like
I'm glad.
mumbling.
I'm glad someone is. This is so stressful. um, but yeah, but actually, I think a lot of people, including me, um, I have some trouble pronouncing the word sixth anyway, just
Six.
because, yeah, sixth, sixth, Yeah, because I'm not sure how much or how strongly you should pronounce the X.
The X, yeah, the X is
Yeah,
kind
I don't
of
know. I don't know
sick,
if it's six,
sick,
like as in
sick,
six
sick,
or six,
shit, sick.
six.
Yeah, it's just I would
It's
have always said
difficult.
six. I would have put more emphasis on the
Six.
X of the word.
Really, because I don't really, but I think it's more based on the context that people would know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But fortunately, I don't really have to use ordinal numbers that often, so
Mm.
I've gotten away with it. Six.
Yeah, I've never come sixth place, so I just don't know like what that is.
Exactly. Well, first, second, that's it. There are more numbers. Um, okay, so here we have some longer ones, but actually these are more
Ooh.
common, so probably we'll do a bit better.
Yeah,
Um,
I think so.
but I don't want to do the one with the S's again.
You don't. Okay, so you're gonna give me that one. And see, I can
No,
do the Peter
no.
Piper one perfectly.
Everyone can do the Peter Piper one is a very nice one to do.
It is. It is a very good one.
But
Maybe
we
actually,
can both
could
do it. We can both do it.
Clara can tell us maybe if there's any, like, because I know that there are some Italian tongue twisters as well that can help you get better at your
Uh,
pronunciation. Alright, can you
yeah.
like type to us what an Italian one is so that we can kind of compare notes and we'll see if we can't do that one either. Maybe it's just us.
Maybe we're just not very good. Okay, so the first one is
Alright.
Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where's the peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper?
Oh, you were so close to it. Oh,
Oh no. Okay,
it was
you can
you
go,
were
Carl.
this close to getting it.
You can do Peter Piper. Show me how it's done.
I want to do Peter Piper. Well, no, you did like basically what I would have done, and then like just at the very
Okay,
end is where I
let me
messed up
see.
too.
Let's see if you can finish it. Come on, tell us.
Okay, okay, here we go.
Okay.
I'm just gonna. I have to like warm up very quickly. Hold on, I'm just gonna.
Pa, pa,
Ma, ma, wa,
ma.
pa, pa, pa. Exactly, exactly. All right. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where's the peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked? Oh,
Oh,
that I did it. I'm
oh,
actually shocked at myself.
perfect. I think that was faster than me as well. How
Damn.
embarrassing. Oh, I'm so ashamed.
Oh,
Okay. And
shame.
then the next one is horrible.
I already know
And
the
no
next one is
one
just gonna be. Oof. Can you like try not to transfer the coronavirus through the computer, just coughing at the screen?
so true. My revenge for Peter Piper.
Okay, here you go. Here we
Okay.
go. You ready?
She sells seashells on the seashore.
It
No,
was
go again. Go
immediate,
again.
immediate as well. That you were just like, nope, nope.
She sells seashells on the seashore. The shells that she sells is surely she's. This is not the one I know. This is not the version
It's
I know.
so difficult. It's so difficult.
She sells seashells on the seashore. The shells she sells are surely seashells. So if she sells shells on the seashore, I'm sure she sells seashore shells.
Hey, that was
Okay.
great. That was really good.
It was better. It was better.
That was
Okay.
like fantastic. I remember I tried doing this a while ago and it was just like a train wreck. I was just like I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it.
Oh, now is your time again.
Now it is my time.
And you've
I'll just
grown.
stick to what I know. I think I'll try it. Okay. She sells seashells on the seashore. The shells she sells are surely seashells. So if she sells shells on the seashore, I'm sure she sells seashore shells. Oh, it was really close.
It was good. It was good. It was
Ah,
good.
that was like, oh God, that was like
So yeah,
stressful.
guys
Like
watching,
honestly,
try it. Try
yeah,
it
do
at
it.
home and let us know if you were able to to get through any of these. Take a picture if you want, or pause it as well. I forgot we're on YouTube, so you can just take a pause.
Yeah.
before we look at some vocabulary related to tongues, I guess, and speaking, what? What?
I thought
The
the
second
seashells one
is
was
simpler than
better.
the. No, I'm sorry, Clara. That is an incorrect opinion.
I think it might be the fact that because I know that in Italian they tend to roll their R's a lot more than we do. So
There
if you
are a
just
lot of R's
if
in the
go
first
back like
one.
one slide and we'll be I'll like because I know for sure if they say Peter, they say Peter Piper. So like
Peter
just
Piper. Yeah, it's true. I'm very very bad at pronouncing R's anyway. I generally don't say them if they're at the end of words. I say them like an A sound. So
Peter
Peter.
Peter Piper. Danny Dyer. We're getting like that Cockney rhyming slang accent out. Because
Wait,
you know, Jadine's from London, Clara, and so
Peter
Jadine
Piper.
like knows the London Cockney slang
It's true.
accent that she's got.
We're all born knowing how to do it. Um,
Exactly.
if I wanted as well, there are a lot more other letters I don't need to pronounce. Peter Piper.
Yeah,
Picked
actually, I
a
reckon in a
pepper,
London accent,
pickled as well.
you just wouldn't need to.
Pickled peppers. Pickled
Oh,
peppers.
excellent.
Peter Piper. Yeah. Yeah, we like
Literally.
to not say letters because it was effort.
Hmm.
I think I was thinking about this recently actually, and
Okay.
probably they say English people we're very like very timid kind of generally. We like to talk around things. We're not super. We're very awkward.
No.
Whereas I think Italian people. Oh no, are you here? Are you here, Carl? Carl.
I'm here. I can hear you.
Okay.
Hello?
Excellent. I
Hello?
was saying, British. Hello, hello. British people often say that we are very awkward, whereas Italian people, I think, are very confident, and it's because definitely anyway, with the London accent, it's very easy to not pronounce words or not pronounce letters. We like to pronounce as little as possible. Whereas in
Yes.
Italian, it's very important to say everything.
Every. Yeah,
So
exactly.
I feel like it reflects in the personality of people.
Yeah, sure, sure.
Mm. Um. Oh, Clara. So my accent is the original one. Not exactly. Probably more original would be an East London accent, whereas
An
I am
Eastern.
from but I am from or Southeast and I'm from Northwest. So
Oh,
it's almost there. It's almost there. But there are definitely people that sound more authentically Cockney than
okay.
I do.
Okay.
Okay. Um, so here we have some vocab, but before we have tongue-tied. So what does tongue-tied mean, Cole?
So to be tongue tied, so obviously your tongue is inside your mouth.
Ah.
Tied. Tied. Thank you very much, Jadine, for the wonderful display there. Lovely. And tied is so when you tie something in like a knot, for example, it's like restricted or constricted, we should say. And so when we say a person is tongue tied, it means that they are unable to say something properly. Like their tongue is tied. It's as if someone has tied a knot in their tongue.
Exactly. It can be in high pressure situations, um, or yeah, maybe in very low pressure. Maybe you're just hungover and someone tries to speak to you the next day and you keep getting tongue tied because you're just
You're just
unable
unable.
to speak coherently.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we have, do you know if this is a matching task? I don't want to give away the answers, but I don't
Yeah, I
know
think
why not
so.
everything.
I think it's a matching one. Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Okay. Okay, good. Um, okay, so we have on the left some idioms related to tongues. I didn't realize there were so many. So we have the question, cat got your tongue? Or you can also say, does or has the cat got your tongue? But cat got your tongue is enough. Bite your tongue. So to bite your tongue, if something is on the tip of my tongue, a tongue lashing and tongue in cheek. And then Carl, do you want to read out on the right? And again,
Yes.
everyone watching, you can just match up what you think. You can do if you want, you can do numbers and letters if it's faster.
Mm.
So on the left, you can do numbers, and on the right, letters.
If it's easier, rather than typing out all the expressions, because that could take a while.
Exactly.
On the right-hand side, we have an expression used to get someone to speak. That would be A, I guess, letter A. You are sure you know a word or answer, but have difficulty remembering it. The next one, when someone stops themselves from saying what they really think. A remark that is meant to be funny or ironic. And the last one then, a severe verbal scolding.
I like that a lot.
So, yes.
Severe of a scolding. And this word is a word I always get the spelling confused. So it's very similar to the word scolding, which is well, you pronounce it the same actually, scalding. Which is if something is extremely hot, you can say it's scalding or it's scalding hot.
Scalding. Oh, yes, scalding.
Exactly. But I personally just always confuse the spelling. So I don't know if this is a problem for anybody else, but for me, yeah, it happened.
I used to think that it was always spelled with a U. I used to think SCAU would be that was what scalding was.
Scald.
But
Scalding.
now I've kind of gotten the difference between them because scolding, I make more of an O sound with scolding, whereas scalding is more ah sound.
Oh, I see, I see. So Carl, can you think while we wait for the answers of any times when any of these idioms have been appropriate to you?
To me, yes, I'm sure. When I was younger, I received plenty of tongue lashings from my parents or teachers for not doing something correctly.
I see, I see. So would you say that you didn't bite your tongue enough?
Yes, yes. I needed to be less tongue in cheek and bite my tongue more.
I see. Okay, and Clara has given us an answer. So, cat got your tongue is an expression used to get someone to speak. So, if you've asked somebody a question and maybe they're tongue-tied, they're not responding, they're just going, you can say, cat got your tongue. I don't know why cat, but there you go. Okay, so then what about for the others? Bite your tongue, on the tip of my tongue, tongue lashing, or tongue in cheek.
So we seem to have more than just Clara here at the moment. There's 3 people watching. So guys, please introduce
Yeah, say
yourselves or try to
feedback.
get involved. Try to match up the correct idiom to its corresponding definitions. What do you think?
Exactly. And as we mentioned as well, you can, if you want, just do numbers and letters. So the idioms, you can just say number 2 or 3 or 4, and then whatever letter for the description that you think is well suited.
Yeah. So like for example, cat got your tongue is number 1 and an expression used to get someone to speak is the letter A. So 1A. So bite your
Exactly.
tongue is 2 and so on. 2 on the tip of your tongue, 3 tongue lashing, 4 tongue in cheek, 5. There you go.
Okay. So yes, so Clara said, bite your tongue is when someone stops themselves from saying what they really think. Exactly. Because if we bite our tongue, then we are unable to speak. And then for 3, on the tip of my tongue, also exactly, we said when you are sure you know a word or answer but have difficulty remembering it, because it's that feeling that you have something like it's in your mouth, it's almost there, but you just can't realize what you're trying to say
Yeah,
or what you're thinking.
exactly.
And then we have tongue lashing, which exactly is a severe verbal scolding, and I like it so much because this always reminds me of the scene in Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets where Ron receives a howler from his mother, which is that it's that letter that just opens and screams at him because it's definitely severe, but it's just verbal. Like there's nothing physical. It's just having someone really, really tell you off. And then exactly, tongue in cheek is a remark that is meant to be funny or ironic. But notice in the definition, it says a remark that is meant to be funny because often tongue in cheek comments can be offensive and not everybody finds them funny or gets the humor of it. So it's quite a
Yeah,
risky type of remark to make.
yeah, for
Do you
sure.
have, yeah, is there anything else you want to say, Carl?
Yeah, maybe one or two things. That bite your tongue. I would have heard. There's another phrase that I would have heard for bite your tongue would have been hold your tongue.
Mm,
Which is like to again to stop yourself from saying something. Um, so literally hold, like as if you are grabbing it with your hands. Hold your tongue. And then the other one was oh yes, for a tongue lashing. Now this does not include the word tongue, but certainly something that we use in Ireland a bit is that when someone verbally scolds you, we say to give out to someone.
all right.
So, for example, my teacher gave out to me last week. Why did she give out to you? She like scolded me for something. Forgot my homework or something like that. I spoke out of turn.
Okay, I like that. Oh, you spoke out of turn. Again, that's nice. Out of turn is like when you shouldn't have. You should have held your tongue, but instead
Mm-hmm.
you spoke out of
Yeah,
turn. Um, and
exactly.
usually with speaking out of turn, it can often be used with authority figures or someone above you. Like maybe if a policeman is speaking to you and you're a bit rude back or a bit lippy or mouthy back, then you're speaking out of turn.
Going on.
Okay, and Carl
I
has
think
just
my
paused.
I think my house on
Oh
our
no,
phone just connected directly to the Wi-Fi. Am I back?
no, it's okay. No worries, you are back. And yeah, so before we move on, obviously at this high level, I don't know if you have any issues, but just pay attention to the way we pronounce the word tongue, because obviously we spell it like in a crazy way, um, but we hardly pronounce the G. Obviously, that depends on your accent. Actually, in parts of the UK, they would pronounce the G a lot more. But the U and E is always silent, so tongue.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and now we have some more expressions. I love it. So, um, to begin, we have silver tongue. So we can just tell you this one, Carl. What does it mean if someone is silver tongued?
Yeah. So this is kind of it's one of those things like for me, I don't know, my understanding of it might be a bit different to to what
Okay.
it actually is. Um because I always thought that if someone like was silver tongued, they could speak kind of well, or I guess just like be able to
Oh,
like maybe persuasive, um,
yes.
be kind of like to be able to talk your way out of something.
Mm. Yeah, no, I completely agree. I would say someone was a smooth talker. Maybe
Okay.
someone is good at selling you something, or
Yeah.
someone is very good at flirting or getting out of trouble. We can say they have a silver tongue. So based on the context, we have three more examples of phrases that we can use. So the first one is, Carl, would you like to read it? The first one.
Yes. I have such a crush on him that when I try to talk, I get tongue-tied. Oh no.
Oh my goodness. So we mentioned this
How
earlier. Let's see if you
unfortunate.
remember. Then number two, I meant to say hi Bob, but instead I said bye Hob. It was a total slip of the tongue. Bye Hob.
Bye,
And
hon.
finally,
Yeah, the boss is in a bad mood today. I would hold your tongue. Ah, there we go. They use hold your tongue.
yeah, so maybe we've only got 10 minutes. I think the first and the last we've kind of already gone over. You can write them
Yeah.
if you want, but definitely slip of the tongue is something new. So let us know if you have any ideas based on the context of what slip of the tongue could mean.
Hmm.
Um, do you have many tongue slips?
Me, no, because usually whenever I like say anything, um, I don't really have a filter. So in order to have a tongue slip, then you would probably have to have a filter in the first place to stop yourself from saying something. Whereas anytime I think of something, I'm just gonna say it. I don't really hold back much. So I guess
Okay.
maybe once or twice in like a professional context, if someone um like I'm trying to think. Maybe it was like during a meeting with a manager one time, like when I was like working in a bar. I might have let slip that we were drinking while on shift, and but like he didn't really care.
See, I see. Okay, that's cool. Um, okay, so just to go over these quickly, then we said silver tongue is someone who is a smooth talker. To be tongue-tied is when you just cannot articulate any words properly, or you keep forgetting the right words. You're not being very coherent. Um, to hold your tongue is like to bite your tongue, and a slip of the tongue is just when you make a mistake. When you make a mistake
Hmm.
when you're speaking, if you reveal something you didn't mean to, it's like your mouth is talking without your brain. This, I think, is the best way to describe it. They are not connected.
Yeah.
Um, and then I think to end, if we have time, we can come back and just finish on one of these questions.
Mm.
I thought it's nice to quickly look at these phrasal verbs. So remember, with a phrasal verb, we always have a main verb and then we have a preposition. But usually the combination of these two words make a verb that means something different to what the main verb would mean anyway. So for example, to speak up is has a different meaning than just to speak. So we have to speak up, to speak out, to speak your mind, to talk back, to talk down to someone, or to talk someone into. So, again, if you have any ideas of what these can mean, then let us know in the comments. But until then, we'll just give some examples. Um, so, for example, I would say I hate when people talk down to me. I don't like it. I used to find, particularly when I was younger, if I had any jobs, because I'm quite a small young woman. Often, people can find it easy to talk down to you. um, when I was in fact very capable of doing my jobs, and it would especially annoy me if my job was just kind of like a summer job or something. So not a career, not something that I actually that really required any skill. Just something like yeah, working in a bar. Not that this doesn't require skill. Obviously, you can be a professional bartender which, no, it's true, which needs a lot of skill. But as a summer job, really, you're just collecting glasses and washing things and pouring some drinks. Yes, so exactly. When someone speaks to you in an unpolite way, kind of, but there is a bit more the connotation that someone is patronizing you as well. So that's why they say speaking down to you, almost like you're a child, or in this way. So
You're
it's
like
not
beneath
polite.
them or below them.
Exactly. It's impolite, but it's also patronizing. So excellent. Do you have any examples, Carl, of how we can use any of these phrasal verbs?
Yeah, absolutely. I always talk. My friends always talk me into like doing pranks or doing like jokes on our other friends. I'm very
Oh,
easily
really?
persuaded.
So they talk you into it. Do you find that you ever talk other people into doing stuff?
No. I'm like the person who is always talked into something. I'm never the person that's able to talk anyone else into anything.
Ah, I see. I see.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Have there ever been any issues in life that you have had to speak up for or speak out about or
Yeah,
speak your mind
absolutely.
on?
Yeah, absolutely. Because in one of my old jobs, the manager at the time was being really like not like because obviously a manager has to be kind of stern and strict with rules and stuff, but he was being overly strict, and it was very clear to everyone that we were working with that it was literally just to me, and so
Oh,
I spoke to his like senior, his the person above him, to talk about what had happened and just basically tell him off. Spoke my
ah,
mind. Finally got my revenge.
okay. You spoke your mind. You spoke up. Did he get told off in the end?
He did, yeah, he did, and I was like, I wasn't asked to work with him for the rest of the summer, which was excellent.
That's nice. Exactly. Okay, it's horrible when that happens.
Yeah, it
Um,
was not fun.
okay, so just to go through these then, and then also we'll do a quick summary before we finish the lesson. Of course, if you have any questions, now is kind of the time to let us know. So we have to speak up, to express your opinion, the way Carl did with his mean boss. To speak out about something is different. So we usually always say speak out about, and this is to publicly speak in protest.
Mm.
Okay, so speak up is more. Oh no, to speak your mind is more to speak without filters. So to speak your mind, you say what you think. To speak out is yeah, it's just for protest. If there's an
Public.
issue that's happening, yeah, and you think it's really bad, you have to speak out to the people. Then we have to talk back, which is to reply rudely to someone. So to talk back in a way that is impolite.
Mm-hmm.
To talk down to is to speak with someone as though they are less important than you are. And to talk someone into, as you said, you didn't quite understand the meaning, Clara, but this is to convince someone to do something. For example, we can say that we have talked Clara into practicing tongue twisters at home.
Yes.
We said, come on, do it. And she said, okay. So we talked you into it.
Nice.
Thank you. So yeah, just in conclusion then of today, we have looked at a lot of vocabulary. We have practiced some tongue twisters, both short ones and longer ones, to help with pronunciation, and also looked at some vocabulary within that. We also looked at some idioms like cat got your tongue or on the tip of my tongue, and as well expressions from context. And finally, we've looked at some more phrasal verbs related to tongues and speaking. So, if you don't have any questions, okay, great. It's all clear. Thank you for being here and being so interactive. And yeah, we'll see you another time, I'm sure. Bye.
Absolutely. Bye-bye.
Bye.